Hi, ever wonder what it's like to work another profession or live in the underworld? Listen to unsuspecting riders give a 10 to 15 minute personal masterclass as I spontaneously interview them as they enter my taxi. I'm your host, Simon Rushton, and this is Taxi Chronicles. Morning. Yes, we're back with another episode, another story. Today we've got a very short period of time, but we're going to make it work. We've got a guy all the way from Sierra Leone, and he's telling us his story, a very interesting story about what it was like being caught up in their civil war and lifestyle today. So great to have you here today. You just hold that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So tell us your story. You're just telling us you went back to Sierra Leone when you were 12. And this is when
Civil War started. Anyway, let me introduce myself to everybody. I go by the name of DJ Dulbang, Sierra Leone DJ in the UK. To be precise, chairman of the DJs in the UK. I went to Sierra Leone when I was about 12, after a little bit of time in the UK. It wasn't easy.
But you were born there.
And I was born in Sierra Leone, right? So I went back a little while, stayed there, and then I came back. Then I went back for a second time, which was the college time. So I was in college over here. And I get caught out in the rebel war over there. I went for a season time, which was Christmas time. And then J6, which is a very well-known date in Sierra Leone history. That's when the rebel came to the city. And they came through the central side of town where you got the working class people. Majority of the working class people settle in Freetown City. So it wasn't easy to cope with, because at first when it started, I thought it was just what we've been hearing on the news saying, there's a bit of a riot there, people will come and cause problem, and then that will be resolved into normal life. But it wasn't that case. So funny enough, I have a tape recorder. I was asking a few people over there, what's the situation, are you coping and stuff like that. But after a couple of days, and I don't know where the tape recorder is up to today, because I gotta run for my life as well. Because when I came in town, it wasn't too violent, because they came for the president to step down. That was their agenda when they came to town. And the government military, or some of the government military, wasn't buying that, seems true to what the government said to them, for them to kick them back out of the city. So it get messy. So things get out of control, and houses start getting burned down, shops getting looted, people getting raped, kids getting misplaced, as in they're running away, parents leaving their kids behind kind of situation. And it wasn't easy. It was not easy at all. And I was caught in this for over a month. I was in Sierra Leone. And
have to hide when you're on the
yeah, because when we're in the house, so for example, the window wasn't getting opened, nobody's allowed outside. Only like say about 7 o'clock in the evening, like they'll start shouting on the road for everybody to come out. It doesn't matter how old you are, you have to come out. Because I remember my nan, like she wasn't healthy them time, and we have to pull her outside, because they do like a random checkout of every single house. So if they meet somebody in the house, which you should be outside, because to them they don't care if you're sick or not, because everybody have to wear a white t-shirt which represents peace, because if the military see that, they're not allowed to shoot at anybody, especially when you're wearing a white t-shirt, which I don't understand what that is, but I think it means peace. So they'll bring everybody out. They'll make a fire burn with wherever they can find. They can light it up. So, for example, the British and the Sierra Leone military, Because the reason why the war reached in the city and the reason why the war finished so quick, it was finished in a week. Because 2 of the British soldiers got captured, or 3 of them got captured in Sierra Leone. And the rebel demand for them to have a professional medical team to go and look after some of the generals and the rebel military coup. So their demand for a professional doctor. So the doctors, I think the doctors never turned up. So, and the rebels say, okay, if we don't get these doctors in a week or so, we're going to end up killing your military guys. So, like, the British soldiers came to Sierra Leone. There was, like, troops that came to Sierra Leone. Nobody understand where they came from. It was like seeing, like, bees coming from everywhere. Everybody was thinking, what's happening? Who are these people? Like, because the radio, like, the Sierra Leone radio keep on talking about the stuff. To say, oh, the rebels are here, they're there, they're doing this, they're doing that. But then the Sierra Leone military cannot cope with what was going on because half of them were the rebel. Half of them get recruited by the rebels. So it was hard to deal with. So when the paratroopers landed in Sierra Leone, it was like something from, like a movie.
You're talking
the British paratroopers, yeah. They came in Sierra Leone. You can see like helicopter coming down. You can see planes coming down. And when they landed like in the area where I was, because they had the Sierra Leone military as well with them. And then when they came through, you see to yourself to say, okay, well, you know what? Like, this is going to finish. And it carried on, especially in the area where I was living, where is the main central side of Freetown, where I was staying with family at that time, when I got caught in that. And it was crazy because the main central side, there's so many houses there. And we had like a police station not too far from us because the rebels went there, they captured some of the police officers, they dragged them, they tied their waistband to a 4x4. And then they were driving them around on the streets. You're seeing people get killed. Like it was like a zombie land at that moment, right? So it was crazy. And the British came in with a Sierra Leonean personnel to show them the place and show them the route. And funny enough, when the rebels was in town, and it gets out of grudge. The all fights become out of grudge. So, for example, if I'm better than you or me and you have a personal issue and you know the rebel, you go and point them out to them. You point me out and be like, oh, well, this person is rich, you know? And then the rebel will demand for certain things some of them people never had. And then if you don't give them what they want, they will kill you. Or they will actually, there was a thing going on in the country by the rebel that they invented it. They were calling it long sleeve or short sleeve. Long sleeve means they will just chop off your arm away from your, like your finger bits. They'll chop that bit off. That's a long sleeve. A short sleeve, they'll just chop it off where, when you wear a normal t-shirt or like a polo, where it will stop. They'll just cut off that bit, then your rest of your arm will drop out, or they'll just leave it hanging. So that's why there's so many amputees in Sierra Leone. If you go to Sierra Leone now, the amputees that you will see in Freetown, like, because they don't have no money and stuff like that. But paratroopers came in, and then they help out. And when they help out, the war finished in 3 days from the time when the government noticed to say the paratroopers was in Sierra Leone. And to the time the rebels, well, most of them run back outside of the country.
The rebels or the government that was called doing their atrocities?
Well, it was the rebels. It was the rebel. Because they came for the government to step down, for the president to resign. But the president wasn't having it. And he was like, who am I? Who are you guys for you guys to come tell me what to do and what not to do? So, and the president wasn't having it. So he sent his own military, his own loyal military to go after the rebels, and which they did. And then it get messy. Because then us as a Sierra Leonean citizen there, we didn't know who was who. We didn't know who was the rebel. We didn't know who was the government military because they all wear the same combat. And they all look the same because we're all Sierra Leoneans. But some people were saying, oh, there was different people, different nationalities into it. Well, you see couple that speak French, which most of our country people don't speak French. We speak a thing called Creole, which is like a broken English. Yeah, the Jamaican, the patois kind of thing. So, and it carry on, and they managed to get the rebels outside of Freetown, which situation came down a bit. And then they managed to get them back into it was a borderline between Sierra Leone and Liberia because they used the Liberia border to come into Sierra Leone because at that time, Liberia had their own issue, which was a little civil war going there. And then we managed as citizens of Sierra Leone because when they reach in certain area, the British paratroopers and the Sierra Leone military, local people was joining them to get them out because there wasn't that much, but the rebels, for some reason, the rebels was too much because of poverty. A lot of people end up joining the rebel because they're looking for money, and the rebel was giving people money. They came with dollar. Like, you're thinking, where did they get this money from? They came with money. You can see the money. They started recruiting the young ladies to join them, and it just get messy. So it wasn't easy.
From that whole experience?
Well, I learned how to survive because when I came back, I appreciate life. Because the first time when I came to England, we were well off in Sierra Leone before I came to England. Because I came to join my mom over, and my daddy's over there in the military. And I appreciate life then. But when I came over here, when I live here, and when I went back to Sierra Leone, when I get caught there, when I came back, I have a clear mindset of life, what life should be about, you know what I mean? Because waking up, seeing food in front of you, going downstairs, for example, back home, seeing the driver asking you, oh, young man, are you ready for me to take you to school? I never knew there was another side of life. You know what I mean? I know it was a dangerous situation, but again, it helped me to be who I am today. Because if I never went through the experience, which a lot of people is a bad experience. Some people lose their body parts. Some people lose their life, which is the livelihood, which is like some people was in poultry. Some people have a shop to look after. Businesses went down, and so many things was burned down. Up to today, we still don't have a light system in the country. We still don't have a clear water in the country. We don't have a transportation system in the country because of this was 10 years war. So it took the whole country back out of 10 years. And the sad thing about all of this, the less fortunate, which is still in Sierra Leone, have a move on from it. As in, where to start?
It's a hard place to find to start, though, isn't it? To address everybody's wrongs and put things right.
Yeah.
Get people in the right frame of mind. That's very hard.
Well, there you go. That's the word I was missing. To get people back in that right frame of mind set, because now everybody looking at it to say, okay, whatever I can rip off this guy to survive, that's what will keep me going. And out of this, the luxury that we should be having in Africa as a whole is not even there. To be precise, as in Sierra Leone, we got gold, we got diamond, we got bauxite, we got iron, we got everything you can dream about. We got it in Sierra Leone. But even 95% of the Sierra Leoneans never seen that before. weird about it. Like me, fortunately, I saw diamond, which was from my granddad. He used to do a little bit of business like that. Like if you go a move, you can see things, because they used to bring it to the house. And we used to have a lot of drivers going in and out in the area where I grew up in Freetown. So some of the drivers will call you over and be like, "Oh, have you seen a diamond before?" And then you go there, they will show you, "Oh, this is a diamond, this is that, this is a gold." And you see. But most of the young ones in Sierra Leone, they haven't even come across it before. And now the sad thing now is most people are in the city. This is where our economy is dropped, which is what I believe. Everybody that was in the village doing what they were doing, their little hustle, when the labor war came, everybody come up in the city.
Yeah, now the city known as the
Now there you go. And then now the city has become the country of Sierra Leone, because everybody is in the city. Nobody is in the provinces anymore growing stuff.
Memories, isn't it? Sad memories.
It is. It's, the memory, I even got like nightmares every now and then, you know. And for me, I've seen it all. I've seen everything in life. And nothing. I've seen somebody get shot next to me. I've seen a guy trying to climb over a fence. He got bullets. I've seen a young lady coming up, a young kid coming up saying, "Oh, I've been raped." I've seen a pregnant woman on the floor lying, like they rip her apart, like because the rebel was taking drugs, which was they were using a injection on their head. So they used to tie like a handkerchief on the head to make the veins stick out, and then they used to put the injection in there. So it used to go through the system, and then they never seen a human being as a human being. They will see you like a chicken or like a dog. They will see you like an animal. So they can do anything to that in that situation. So that's why a lot of madness happen in Sierra Leone.
Well, thanks a lot for that interview. It's
Thank you so much.
much appreciated.
Thank you so much, man.
We hope you liked that interview. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to get the latest daily episode. Ever considered investing in the continent with the fastest growing economy and population on Earth? The same continent that holds 30% of the world's known natural resources? Then listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories, where you will hear real investors with real stories from around the world share their experience of investing in Africa. We post Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m.